Hey everybody, Tony Gohart here yet again for Punx Doing Stuff, and today we are getting into the Brazilian scene because today is Round the World Wednesdays and we jump around, we figure things out from different parts of the world. And this day is going to be Brazilian hardcore. Lots of times I'll be looking inside comments for different videos and it'll say come to Brazil, something something Brazil. So I decided, why don't we check out the bands that are there that don't even need to go anywhere? Or maybe we need to go there to go and see what's up. So we're going to jump into Brazilian hardcore, but before we do that, I want you to hit that like button, subscribe, share the video, drop a comment in the comment box, let me know what's up, let me know of any bands that you know from Brazil that are currently going strong, going hard, and let me know what's up with that. But we are going to be jumping into the first band, which is Point of No Return. So let's get into a little history of them. This is going to get a little difficult because of the way that I set things up, but it is what it is, and we are going to get moving right now. Point of No Return was a vegan, straight-edge metalcore band from Sao Paulo, Brazil. Point of No Return began in 1996, initially as a side project of the band Self-Conviction. Point of No Return's lyrics primarily focus on third world struggles and animal liberation. I can't even read my own handwriting. Animal liberation issues. The sound was described as a mix of Earth Crisis, metal mosh with death metal elements, and the band had three lead singers. Like their Northern American counterpart, Path of Resistance, Point of No Return's first full-length album was Contelha, which means Sparks, was released on CD by Liberation Records in Brazil and Catalyst Records in the United States. The band toured internationally, first to Europe in 2000, then in Argentina in 2001. After a 7-month hiatus and alleged last show in Argentina, the band came back with the second album in 2002, Liberdade Imposta, Liberdade Conquistada, which means imposed freedom, conquered freedom, and returned to Europe a second time. The song on the second album, this time with lyrics completely in Portuguese, let me move this to the side, dealt with socio-political issues and were more deeply melodic, but also carried a strong influence from bands like Cro-Mags, Judge, and Napalm Death. So yeah, they definitely have their roots in hardcore, metal, thrash, stuff like that. This band, they've got some scars along the way. Looks like they had a bit of a turbulent time. So we're gonna drop down a clip of one of the songs that they've done down here, and then you can check it out. I know you're not gonna be disappointed because this is gonna be awesome. So we're gonna check that out, and then I'll be back with the next band afterward. All right. You've heard them. They are badass, and they do have an extreme element to them, to say the least. But I had to reorientate everything to be able to do this video the way that I need to do it, because I can't just come up with things off of the fly, because this is a complicated video. Anyways, next band we're going to jump into is Black Pantera. They are awesome. They have a nice heavy sound, very Pantera-ish. I think that was just a coincidence, because they're completely different, let's say lyrically and, well, musically they're not, but lyrically and attitude-wise, they're very different. But Black Pantera is a Brazilian crossover thrash band founded in Umbara, Minas Gerais in early 2014, formed by Charles Gama, guitar and vocals, Chance de Gama, bass, Rodrigo Pancho Augusto, drums, all of which are African Brazilian. The band discusses topics such as politics, racism, and discrimination in general in its lyrics. Among other topics, its name is inspired by the Black Panthers, which is, an American group that was fighting racism way back in the day. Definitely did some good. Black Panthers were tough, man. Let's see, where the hell was I? I started talking off script, and that's what happens when I talk off script. I get off of wherever the hell I was reading from. Influenced by Bad Brains, Rage Against the Machine, Tupac, Motorhead, Living Colour, and Sepultura, their sound has elements of thrash metal, hardcore punk, crossover thrash. They have performed in festivals such as Afropunk and Download, besides having operated or opened for or performed with Deadfish, System of a Down, Slayer, Project 46, and Sepultura, and have played in Colombia, France, Italy, and the United States. The band was formed in April 14 in Mara, Minas Gerais by brothers Charles Chance along with their friend Rodrigo. Initially, Chance and Rodrigo refused to join but changed their minds after hearing material prepared by Charles. Their first self-titled album came out in 2015. Work on the album began with the band's inception and lasted 17 months, with the album being released in October. Again, the other thing that gets kind of confusing whenever I'm reading this stuff is that a lot of the times it's written, then put into print, then translated from the print. So the print translation gets kind of tricky and iffy instead of somebody actually listening to it and like a human listening to it and translating it, because the meaning gets lost. Some of the words mean different things, and it's just it's confusing unless you've like actually read things that have been translated or read something in one language and translated it yourself. It gets confusing, but you know what's up. Like if you know, you know. If you don't know, then you don't know. So it gets kind of hard to do these kinds of things, but these guys are awesome. They are heavy. They've gotten their scars. They've gotten their stripes, done their stuff, and they are awesome. So I'm gonna drop a clip of them in here. You're gonna check out the way that they sound, and trust me, you are not gonna be disappointed, because you want hardcore, you're gonna get some hardcore. For this next band we are going to jump into, I don't know how to pronounce the band name, but I'm hoping that I'm getting it right, or at least getting it kind of right. I'm not sure if it is cholera or if it's colera, but I'm just going to go with cholera because it's easier for me to say. So that's what's up. Now, this band, colera. See, I even got mixed up trying to do that. Colera is a Brazilian punk rock band formed in October 1979 in Sao Paulo by brothers Redson, guitar and vocals, and Pierre on drums, and their friend Val, bass guitar. They are currently one of the oldest active punk bands in Brazil, with a career that spans over 40 years. They have toured Europe 3 times, in 87, 04, and 08. On September 28, 2011, Redson died from stomach bleeding at the age of 49. Colera continues to play with a new formation. Wendell Barros on vocals and Kaká Safrito on guitar. In July 2016, their 1986 album Pela Paz em Todo o Mundo was elected by Rolling Stone Brazil as the second best Brazilian punk rock album. Their Accord was elected among 25 best Brazilian albums of the second half of 2018 by Sao Paulo Association of Critics. All of those things seem extremely specific and, like dead on the nose. There is no leeway for that. 25 best Brazilian albums of the second half of 2018. That is extremely specific. So you already know that these guys are definitely doing amazing. They are working even through all of the tracks and tribulations and all that. These guys stay together since '79. That is a long stretch, and definitely going to be a lot of rough patches in that, because by now, 2024, 1979, Uh, so we'll just call it, that's a quarter of, no, more than a quarter of a century. Why do I always try and put everything to 2000? I guess I'm showing my age there, but that's 40 to 50 years, pretty much, of just kicking ass and taking names. So these guys have definitely earned their mark, and the messed up thing is that a lot of people more than likely haven't heard of them. So that's why they're on this video, and that's why I do these videos, is to be able to spread the word on different bands and different places, people that have, they've been around forever, since the 70s. So I'm going to drop a clip in there. You can check it out. It is definitely going to be awesome. And then we'll be jumping down to the next band. Here we go. We are jumping on to the next band now, which is Dead Fish. Dead Fish is a Brazilian hardcore band that formed in Vitoria, Espírito Santo in 1991. After releasing 4 independent albums and numerous demos, they reached the mainstream market and garnered national attention with their breakthrough album Zero et Un, 0 and 1, released by Deck Disc in 2004 for the title track from this album, an MTV Music Video Brazil Award for the Best Artist that went on to win Best Hardcore Video at 2009 MTV Video Awards. In the early 1990s, a group of friends with a shared interest in skateboarding decided to start playing music together. Inspired by Dead Kennedy's The Innocents and 7 Seconds' suicidal vocals, Christian, lead guitar, Arroz, rhythm guitar, Formiginina, bass, and No on drums, formed a band called Stage Dive. Shortly after, Lima took over the vocal duties, and that was the beginning of the band. They went from covering Bad Brains and Ramones to writing their own songs and playing their first show. After finding out that there were other bands called Stage Dive, they changed the band name to Dead Fresh Fish, which was then later shortened to Dead Fish. Again, I had already explained that translation gets confusing, and that's what's happening here, because that was just like a whole spaghetti jumble of words, but it doesn't matter. You don't need to know the language. You don't need to know the translation. You don't need to know this or that, because these guys are badass. They definitely do have that skate vibe feel, so we're going to drop a little clip of that in here. You can check them out. Like it was saying, they've been around since the 90s, so they're going to have some stuff to check out other than just this video. But I'm going to drop a clip of that in here, and then you guys can check it out, and trust me, it's going to be awesome. Here we go, the final band in the Brazilian scene video, the first Brazilian scene video anyway. I know that I'm going to be popping back in and doing more videos for this because they know what's up. Brazil knows what's up. So we are going to jump into, I'm going to butcher this name because this is gangrena, gasosa. Yeah, that's what I'm going with. So chances are I'm saying it wrong, and drop a comment in the comment box. Let me know that I'm saying it wrong and a phonetic way of spelling. But we're just going to jump into this. This is a quick little entry. Gangrena Gasosa is a Brazilian metal band from Rio de Janeiro known for incorporating elements of Umbanda and African Brazilian religions in their look and music. The band drew attention from each member representing a religious spirit or entity, dressing as such and mixing crossover thrash with percussion and Umbanda pantos, a mixture that was named by the band members as Sarava Metal. And that's the whole description that you get. But these guys are one of the more eye-catching bands. Like, you think of thrash metal, you think of hardcore punk, you think of things like that, and you have an image of a mental image of what the band's gonna look like. And these guys just take that, throw it out the window. With each member dressing up like a different spiritual entity, it definitely adds a bit of chaos to everything, because you look at one dude and he's dressed up like this, you look at somebody else and they're dressed like that, and it's like a crazy mismatch of all of the different spiritual entities, and it does get kind of crazy. I'm gonna drop a clip of the video in here, and you're gonna see exactly what I'm talking about, because all the people are dressed up like they're in their ancient kind of style, and it gets kind of crazy. And the music actually has a hint of that in there, because it sounds that way, but then it also has a bit of thrash and a bit of hardcore in there at the same time, all mixed together into some crazy ass pills. So you're gonna check that out, and trust me, you will not be disappointed. There we go, and there you have it. A bunch of badass hardcore bands from Brazil. There is going to be links down there in the description to videos and social medias and, just different stuff about these bands, like I always do. So that's what's up with that. Also in the description, there is going to be links to my other stuff, Patreon, etc., Facebook, and all that good stuff. So don't forget to check that out. And like I said at the beginning of the video, don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Drop a comment in the comment box. Let me know what's up. And, share the video. All that good stuff. And I will catch y'all in the next one, which I think is going to be Detroit hardcore. So that'll happen when that happens. But as far as now, what's happening is this is the end of the video. Catch y'all in the next one.